difficult. Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link, Part 5, 12 hours, 24 minutes, 131 deaths, 27 saves. So we are on the final dungeon here of Zelda 2. I got to the final dungeon yesterday, and if you are in the final dungeon and you hit the continue button on the game over screen, it restarts you from the beginning of the final dungeon, which is great because it's a huge pain in the ass to get to the dungeon. The problem is if you hit the save button on the game over screen and then you continue from that save, you gotta start right back at the beginning, baby. So guess what we're doing, boys? We're gonna start from the beginning. Let's do it. Not the literal beginning of the game, but the first area of the game. I just realized I forgot to mute my TV. There we go. Alright. Okay. Let's do it. Alright, Zelda 44 continues. That pretty much lines up with that up there. So I did some lab testing today off stream. Like I said yesterday, I did hand on heart, I did not look up anything in regards to the final dungeon or the final boss or anything like that. I am still blind on the final dungeon. What I did this afternoon was I did this run to the final dungeon like I'm about to do. I made save states and just like figured out screen by screen for the way to the dungeon how to get there consistently, because I don't want to have to keep having to do this over and over and over again. So that is the one thing that I workshopped today, but none of that relates to the final dungeon. So just so we got full disclosure here, because like it's kind of the worst in this. If you're already tilted by this game's difficulty and then you have to do this over and over again, like I wanted to make sure that I am spending the bulk of today in the final dungeon making progress, and not fucking around with trying to get to the dungeon. So that's what I did this afternoon. It didn't spend long. I spent like 10 minutes on it, but I figured out how to do it. This is not a good start, but this is fine because we can heal here. This is the last opportunity to heal before we're into the gauntlet. All right. Sonic Colors and later wasn't interesting. Yeah. There's a pretty big reason why I haven't played Sonic games since the Genesis era, for the most part. Hails to see. I hope so. I hope so. Though if I remember from the speedrun and what little I recall of the ending to this, I don't think Ganon has anything to do with the ending to this game. Ganon is just like, it's just like the threat of Ganon is the only real mention of Ganon in Zelda 2. Yeah, there's a speedrun strat to skip this screen that I'm on. Hey, Hyman. And I actually was able to do it this afternoon when I was doing the lab testing for how to do this. It's getting a random encounter. Oh, it's a different thing, Matt? Okay. Okay, so this is where things actually get difficult. Okay. God, these fucking things. Alright. Oh, good, and I hit the wrong button there. Okay. it might be the thing that I worked out too. Because there's okay, so the first thing is on this screen, you want to clear out these. Because otherwise they're going to knock you into the lava every time. So then we got a forced encounter screen here. No! Fuck! Alright, I pressed jump too late. Okay, so right here. You want to take out that guy as soon as possible. Okay. I got those two. Yep, that marinara sauce was pretty good. I'm quite proud of that from earlier. Okay, this guy, get rid of him as soon as possible. Take out this one, so he's not in your way. Hey, Zach. Okay, you got those, and then over here, you pretty much have to use jump, or else you have to get the perfect like pixel on this jump here. Otherwise, you're not going to make it. Oh god. Okay. Hello, Kuchi. All right, so that is the strat there for doing that screen. If you don't do that screen exactly like that, then you're going to have a very bad time. All right. I think I'm safe here from this one. Okay. Alright, so we got another forced encounter screen. I think just north of here. Alright, so we let the spooky ghost show up. Okay. And then we take their sweet, sweet magic potion. Oh no, don't get knocked into the... into there, though. Okay. Alright. So I don't... Okay, good. We made it into here. This is perfect. So, I don't really care at this point how many extra lives I have by the time I get to the dungeon, as long as I get there. That's the important part of this journey, is getting there while alive. So we got a second screen here. This is with the scorpion thing. So scorpion thing, you want to get... Okay, that's fine. You just don't want scorpion to block your way past there. And then this guy... So we'll take his points, but that's fine. Okay. Alright, so then we got one more forced screen up here. Hey, hidden. Okay. It's the same deal. Just don't get knocked into the danger. Okay. Then that one, we're okay to leave alive. Alright, up here we got another forced encounter screen. I'm going to shield, because this guy can hit hard. Okay. So that would have possibly killed me if I hadn't played it safe there. Okay. There's another blue guy off screen somewhere, I think. Yep. Okay. Alright, we'll take that. do this. I have just enough for jump. Okay. And ideally you want to kill that there, otherwise it's going to interrupt our fight here. Okay. Alright. Jump spell. Good. Jump. Okay. We are home free, essentially. We got a blue guy to kill here. Alright. Hey, Vertigo. Oh shit, it's 5 hits. Okay. Alright. There's one red guy left here. Okay. Alright. We're gonna get there at literally 1 health. Cool. Alright. Did it. First try. So that's what I labbed this afternoon, was doing that in the first try. Okay. So let's go take a death here. Let's actually take 2 deaths, I think. So this is an MP grind area to the right. From these things. Okay. Alright, so as far as progress that I made yesterday at the end of the stream, so the start of the dungeon's up here. Going to the right is a dead end, so you go left to an elevator, and then that branches off. So here I found a room that looked like a boss room, but it wasn't actually a boss room. And then I think I died down here or so. And there's a lot of enemies in this dungeon. So I think first thing I want to do is try try seeing if there's something I missed close to the entrance here. The spell. I've only used that for like the extra item that you get super early. So I don't even know what its actual purpose is. Okay, so this is another screen that you can use for getting... Oh, it does something to the eyeballs? I actually didn't know that. Down here, let's go left. So yeah, the difficult part of this dungeon, I think, is going to be conserving magic. Okay, so there's an elevator down in this room. So I think I've identified all the spots in this dungeon where you could farm magic points. Okay, so if I go right and then down the elevator... Yeah, that's pretty much what the manual says. The manual says, oh, it does something mysterious. Like, alright. Cool, thanks, manual. Too many sprites on screen. There should be an elevator. Did I miss it? I don't know if I've been in... Oh, there it is. Okay. So if I go down this and then to the left here, there should be a... Yeah, a ferry point up here. So let's do this. Get this. So I haven't seen what's up here. So what this? Okay, so this is just... Sure, this looks like more of an exit than an entrance, but... Alright. Okay, so this is unexplored territory now. Oh god, okay, so this is just like that other room. Alright, well, we got bird down here now, so that's fine. Alright, what we got here? Room's like... Oh? Yo? We got ourselves the fake wall, boys. Where does this go? Hey, cool. Cool fake room. Alright. Well. So we got a statue up here, but I'm not gonna spend magic points to just fight one of those hard chicken things. Alright. Okay, sure. So we got another room with the boss curtain things at the top. And this is probably a dead end to the right. Oh, this is so close to the start of the dungeon that this is most certainly not a boss room. You know you're underpowered when you can't even one-shot those things. Okay. So this is... I have 0 extra lives, but this is fine. This is still just recon at this point. Alright, jump over me, Chicken Man. Okay, so we got an encounter with Chicken Man. And an elevator down. Okay. Oh, more of this, huh? Okay. Is this one gonna actually be something? Oh! Interesting. Fairy. We haven't seen a fairy in a dungeon in forever. Okay. Sure, let's... Okay, that is a real fairy. Cool. So that's a free full heal. So that'll be nice. Hopefully this is the path you have to take to get to the end of the dungeon. If not, then not much utility in that fairy. Hey, boys. Well, you never know. Let's jump. I don't really want to fight DVD screensaver skull right now. Yeah, Lamalana and Bloodborne. Oh god. The Lamalana nowhere near as punishing as this game ended up being. Okay. This is probably another Chicken Man fight. Nope. Okay. So another bridge. Which means there's going to be the flying fish heads here probably. Or this. Alright. Not today. Not today. I've already fought one of those. Okay. I've already run across that particular trap. I'll write down T for trap there. Just in case. Alright. Potentially another one. Okay. Uh-oh. My maps are starting to intersect here. Potentially. Oh god, it's Birdman! Chargy. Okay. Luckily that was just Birdman and not King Slime again. Okay. Another bridge screen. So this is a lava bridge. I cannot fall into the lava, otherwise I die. Hoping for a magic drop there. Okay. Alright. Okay. Looks like we have okay. Got blue Birdman. Birdman, please. Birdman, please. No. Fuck. Oh, man. Okay. Continue. Alright, so this was the left side of the dungeon that I went this And it looks like it was mostly just going to the right. I'm pretty sure that's not the way I'm supposed to be going. Based off of the structure of the map here, I think you want to take the right fork near the top and go down this way. Because I kind of doubt that this is going to be anything. So I think I'm going to go back to exploring the right side. There is also this drop on the floor here to some random place. But I'll worry about that when we get to that, I guess. Yeah, usually if you had to attack a wall in Mamalana 1 or 2, you got a hint in that area to do that, I think. With the exception of the Holy Grail one, but the manual tells you to do that rather than any sort of in-game thing. God, I'm still mad about that one. Not my fault. Okay, so we'll go right here rather than left. So unfortunately, I'm getting the impression from the game here that the fairy spawn, the fairy is not going to be something I can use. Okay, this should be Birdman, or different bird. Alright, out of the way, bird. Okay. Down. Keeping track of where I am in the map is going to be a challenge now. Because the map to this area is so enormous. Okay. So there's going to be an elevator down. I know, right? I don't think there's anything like that in the first game either, so I guess it's excusable. Alright, we're not fighting Birdman. Oh yeah, that's true. In the pause screen, you're right. Okay, so now that I know that there's fake walls in these screens. Okay, so it's the same deal here. Hopefully there's a free fairy here. No. Okay. According to my map, there's another screen below this one. So maybe that one has a fairy in it. I really hope it does, because I don't think there's any heals at all. Fuck. Okay. So it's just one of these things. I don't... Oh, so you can break those into different screensaver balls, but that also doesn't help me. So, okay, great. So that one's also a dud. Okay. Alright, so I have not gone left from the screen yet. Okay. I just got this. And this might be an elevator down. Because that's generally what these screens have. It's got the pillar here, the hole in the floor. And wherever this leads, it's probably... There's probably not much else here because this is practically intersecting with the other area of the map. And according to my notes here, unless something very strange is going on with the layout here, this is going to be a dead end. I kind of wonder if you can, in case I have to fight Birdman for real. Okay, so you can do the same strat as... Dude, he hits like a truck though. Alright. So ideally, still don't want to mess with Birdman. But if I need to... Okay. Alright, Birdman. You win this round. Birdman, fuck out of here. Fuck off. Okay. So, I'm pretty sure this next screen is a dead end. Or the screen after this. Or it's an elevator down. What? Huh. Okay, this is... This is really messing with my map now. I think this is a different area like this than one I've been to before. Oh man, this is a bummer. Okay. I'm gonna have to start notating which rooms have the curtains on them. Yeah, this map is kind of a huge mess right now. The worst part is I don't know if I'm like accidentally overwriting some other part of the dungeon now. Oh god. Okay, so we got another fake room here. Oh my god. This is... Uh-oh. The map is a disaster right now. Okay. Because according to my map as it is right now, we are currently right here. No, right here. And there is a room, the room where I died in the last attempt should be just off to the left of this, and that's... Yeah. So this is kind of a mess. Luckily it's OneNote and I can like relatively easily change things, but still. If this were pencil and paper, we'd be in trouble. And then... Oh, this might connect up with the... So here's where we are right here. God. Come on, OneNote. Here? This might connect up with an area that I've been to before. potentially. If we come across it looks like four-story elevator going right, then it will be. But let's see. Okay, so we got another. So this is potentially a magic farming room, because these things can drop magic, and so can the flying heads. And I think if I leave and come back to the screen, they'll respawn. I think I recognize that bird. I think this might actually be it. So this is an MP farm screen, so I'll notate that. Okay. So if my map is correct, there should be an elevator at the right side of this. Bird, how'd you get down there? Okay. You know what? We'll do this. Thank you, bird. No! Oh, I recognize this screen. I do recognize this screen. Okay. Okay, I do recognize this screen. This is this screen right here. Because I was wondering, like, how the hell are you supposed to get up here? There's no obvious way to get there. Turns out there is. So I probably need to use fairy here. Okay, so I don't immediately want to do this. Okay. Yep, our boy bird got us up there. But the real question is, how do you... Oh, there is no way out. Once you're down here, your only way out is to either die, in a fire, or farm these for enough magic to get the fairy spell back. Those are your options, it seems. At least they give you something to farm here for magic, so that's nice. One of the rare occasions of Zelda 2 being nice. Well, relatively. So there's no hidden walls here. What is this? Okay. Oh, this might be where, like, the blobs spawn or something. Okay. Sure. This better not be the way to the boss, by the way. Because having to use up all the MP for the fairy spell to get to the boss is kind of bullshit. Speaking of bullshit, our boy Birdman. Okay. Alright, how are we dealing with Birdman? Let's jump our way out of this. fuck out of here, Birdman. Okay, I'm pretty sure that's probably not where the boss is either. So this is fine, I guess. God, I'm not even sure like how I got to where I got. So sure. All right, back at it. Okay. Left, elevator down. Yeah, that's par for the course in Zelda 2. Okay, right from here. Oh, I fell in I fell in something here, I think, is how I got here. Or not. Okay, so keep going right to the elevator. Take the elevator down. Okay. Go here to the right. Alright. You gotta be just jumping straight up. Heads, no more heads. All right, elevator down. Okay. So I'm there now. Take this all the way down. And go to the right. Oh, now I see how I got to where I was. I made a left here rather than a right just to see what was there. And it turns out a bad time is over there. Alright, so there should be another elevator in this screen. This should give me magic. Yep. Okay. Alright, down from here. Go right 2 screens to an elevator down. Birdman. Alright, Birdman. Fucking Birdman. Alright. Round 2 against Birdman. Okay. So it looks like the play here is to just wait till Birdman jumps, and then give him the business from below. Okay. You only get 100 XP. Like, these guys are super difficult to kill, and you only get 100 XP. Just the biggest fuck you to the player. Like, I'm sure if you have the max level sword, those guys are less of an issue, but it takes me so damn long to kill them. Okay. I need to change my markings for this room, because this is a curtain room. Alright, there's an elevator down here. Birdman, kindly fuck off. Okay, and then there's a fake area probably to the left here. Alright, please have a fairy. Please. I'm begging you, game. Please have a health restore. So only one of these has had anything beneficial. Oh, man. I guess I could check the right side. Maybe this... Nope, of course not. I wonder if it's random what you get. Okay, probably isn't. So... I've been all the way down this elevator to the very bottom, and I have pretty much fully explored the bottom level. I have not been to the right of the screen. Yo! Okay, we gotta be very careful here. Cool. Oh, that's great. Okay. Like a secret thing here, maybe? Okay. Alright. And you gotta be really careful downstabbing there, or else you're just gonna fall right into the pit. Like that thing just did. So if I go right here... Oh man, this really isn't looking good. So as far as progress, so here's the ferry, where I just got the ferry right now. At the bottom of the elevator, it's a dead end on the bottom right. If I go left, it's also a dead end. So it looks like the only way to go here is just left from the elevator. And I'm probably going to fall down here into the upper level of this area again, where you had to use the fairy spell here, and then this is where I died earlier. So... Yeah, this dungeon sucks a lot. There is also... This, potentially, is another spot that I haven't fully explored. and has potential. But as far as like the current path that I'm on, this kind of appears to be it. So okay, so past this room is going to be that bridge, I think. Or it's an extra life. Cool. Which is just kind of gone now, but alright. So that was an extra life. One up, which I got. So I think this is just a big dead end now. Because I can't drop down into the red pit. Let me make sure that this doesn't respawn or something. Okay. So if I go back up, it's not really going to help me because... Well, I guess I could backtrack, but I don't think it's going to be helpful. Because this to the right is just a dead end. So this screen here is just a dead end. With the Birdman. Oh no, this is where a extra life was, I think. Up here too. There was a DVD screensaver, and then there was something over there, I think. Look at all these clutch... Okay, except for the last one. That was mostly a bunch of clutch jumps. And then this is the bottom area of where I was before. Yeah, like trying to avoid those fires from spicy chicken is really not easy. Yeah, so this is just a dead end. So if I get above this by going all the way back around, I can get up above this, but then the only thing up there is an area that requires me to use the fairy spell. And there was something past there, but I don't know. I kind of have my doubts. Like, is there something under here? Looks like these things just infinitely spawn. Which is interesting. Okay, is there... There is something down here. There is something over there. Okay. So underneath... How can I draw this easily? I knew those things had to be hiding something. Okay. All right. Oh shit. Okay. Oh good, a pee bag. Can I can't. Okay. All Alright. Alright, let's see what's to the right then. Got a bridge here. This looks very suspect. Okay, and that just brings us to... Come on, OneNote. OneNote keeps randomly moving my screen. Okay, so this brought me to... 2, 3... Another big room like the one I was literally just in. Okay, so that's probably a bad time to the left, and this is probably a screen transition. Okay, just like that other one. Alright. I know, right? Okay. This is different. This has more pillars than usual. This... This is the boss, I guess, that I can't... So it can only hit me with the fire, but I can't hit it at all. And it hits like a truck. Okay. So there must be some gimmick to this, then. So it's probably not fairy, because fairy you can't attack while you're in fairy. Jump, I don't think is gonna do anything. Shield, probably not anything. Life is just healing. Like, potentially fire, but the boss is red and it's shooting fire at me, so fire is probably gonna be ineffective. Reflect has not worked with fire spells so far. And the way that they're being rained down on me makes me suspect that Reflect is not going to do anything. So it's between Spell and Thunder for what's going to be effective here. I have 1 extra life here. And I have full magic. So I could use this as reconnaissance. Alright, let me label this as boss, question mark. We'll try Thunder since I have full magic. I think it's gonna use up half of my bar, I think. So let's see. I've never used Thunder yet so far. I haven't had a reason to. Oh, shit, it is Thunder. Okay. This is tense. Ah, holy shit. Fucking hell, dude, this thing hits like a truck. Dude, this thing hits like a truck. Oh god, okay. So I need to cast shield. And I need to not get hit. Oh man. Okay. Fucking hell, dude. dude. This thing sucks. So it has to be a stab as well. It can't be a jump and up stab. Because, of course... Holy shit, it's firing even more now! Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh man, that thing starts firing a lot of shots at the end. Holy shit. Okay. Continue. Wow. Oh man. Yeah, shield is critical there. Okay, so we know where the boss is now. So no more having to screw around trying to find where the boss is. So in order to get to the boss then, here, I'm gonna go this way, fall into this. What's gonna be the shortest, easiest path? It looks like I have to take this right direction to get there. So this. There is a ferry along the way. Okay, so there we go. There's the way down to the boss. And I do want to get this ferry right there. Before I do. Okay, so I know what I need to do. I just need to do it now. Okay. Oh man. Hey, Cloud Zach. Alright. We just gotta do that, and then we are home free. And I'll never have to play Zelda 2 again. Yep. That is why you put in the time to make a map. Well, I'm technically am playing a ROM hack already. This is the no flash mod. So that the screen doesn't die when I die repeatedly. And the screen flash. Because we would have had 141 seizure-inducing screen flashes already. Yeah, that's probably a good call. Like, I think you know everything you need to know about the Zelda 2 experience from living vicariously through my endless pain of Zelda 2. Okay, alright. Alright, so the route to the boss is essentially just go right. Just go right and take all the elevators all the way down. I tried the flash filter before on this. I actually tested it on footage of this and Zelda 1, and it does work, but the flash filter still requires a lot of work put into it to make it consistent and work better. Like, I'm getting closer and closer to actually making that OBS version of several things, because I know somebody took my code that I did for the flash filter and implemented it into OBS, but it was actually an old version of the code that I made for that. So making that work properly, and then also doing the FPS counter thing for OBS. But it does, for what it's worth, it does work. The one that's currently released. I don't know if the guy who did it has made any improvements to it other than just straight porting my code, but it is very old code. And yeah, the FPS counter also needs a lot of work put into it to make it... Oh, God. All right, bird. Off screen. Okay. Yeah, no problem. It's not quite perfect. Like, there's still a lot of edge cases with the light gun filter. But it works good enough in its current form. Okay. Just keep heading down and right. How do you know it isn't? Okay, Birdman. Oh, I'm not completely pro Saturn. Yeah, that'll be the new currency, is used copies of the Grand Stream Saga. Pro enough? Okay, good. I still have major concerns about the Sega Saturn. Oh god. Okay, ideally I don't die before I get to the boss. There is a perfect console, though. It does exist. It's called the PlayStation 2. So take this all the way down to the bottom. This is where the ferry is. Do I bother? And you know why it's perfect, right? The reason why it's perfect is because it can play all those cool PS2 games, but it can also play the Grand Stream Saga. In its pristine anime glory. Okay. So I'm thinking ahead to the inevitable run through this again. I think I want to come down here, kill that fire thing, then go back up and get the ferry. Guess. Because losing all this health here is not great. Also, I just remembered you can farm magic from these guys. And I need full magic to do the thing. Yeah, you'll have to get a port of Bleem for the Saturn. That would be really impressive if Saturn Bleem could be worked out. But for whatever reason, my TTS pronounces the Mr. Bones emote as Mr. Bones. I think it's because of the emote is all one word. Okay. Now I know, don't attack those above the ground there. So it's like every 6th one or so. So these ones are safe. Okay, so it should be the next one is a drop. So this one we let go off screen. Okay, so it's the 5th from the left. All right, I'm curious what's to the left of here now in case there's like a heal or anything useful over here. All right, it doesn't appear to be anything. But let's double check. Okay. So that's just nothing. Got it. Okay. So there. Oh shit! Fucking got me. I kind of want to see what's on the other side of this bridge now too, because this might also be something past here. So I can also farm these for stuff too, for magic drops, but way worse than the other way. Okay, what we got here? Fairy? Fairy! Okay. But you gotta go through all the stupid bridge fish things and those two. So this is probably less useful. Especially if these things are gonna do it. Okay. Yep, I found the boss. Got my ass kicked by the boss. I haven't been left here yet. The screen to the right of here is the boss. Oh, it's just fucking red bird. Okay. Oh! Okay. That is useful. Okay. That is useful. Let's go. Okay. I am so glad I found that. That's gonna make this way less painful. Okay. MP drop. Cool. Okay. Alright, let's beat the boss, probably. Alright, shield first. Thunder, and then just gotta get good. Mr. Bones. I gotta go for that hit right at the start, and then just gotta play it really safe. Because like you can only hit him when he's down low to the ground, but then you're just in so much danger from getting hit by one of those the second they appear. Okay. Oh god. And we're... Okay. Spaghetti has been dropped. Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. Okay. Oh boy. Ah, shit. Yep. Oh, man. Dude! Dude, come on! Okay, so it looks like if you go to the edges of the screen, you're marginally safer. Got him! Let's go! Oh, he almost got another shot off. Ah. Okay. 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 All right. Okay, the ending. Oh, shit. Okay. Alright. No! Fuck! Alright. I wonder if I need to beat the boss again. I wonder. I really hope I don't have to beat the boss again. Alright. Back through it, I guess. Fuck. But at least I think I've got a more workable strat for the big fire boss, whatever that thing was. Okay. I really hope I don't have to fight it again though, because that is so stressful. So I've seen speedruns of this before, and I remember, yeah, I remember there was a specific strat that they did for the final boss. Because it's like, what you remember the most from speedruns is generally the very start and the very end of speedruns, right? And I remember that being a thing in the Zelda 2 speedrun. It's like that and the using the fairy to fly through doors was also what I remember from the speedruns. I could try fighting it legit, especially if I don't have to fight the Firebird boss again or whatever that thing is. But if I have to go through that boss again before I get the Shadow Link, then I'm probably just gonna cheese it. Just so that I can say that I did it. And was able to defeat the Shadow Link. Oh, those die pretty quickly. Okay, well. Maybe I should just kill that. Well, we'll see how it goes. I'll give it a try. I can, what I can do is set a save state there. That'll probably be what I do. Let's just do that and set a save state before the fight and see if I can do it. Okay. Okay. That guy is the real boss of this dungeon. Oh man, my thumb's already feeling it. Ugh. Okay, so this should be the curtain screen. Yep. All right. Man, I'm so glad I found that the fairy. Uh-oh. Well, this is not ideal. Okay. Well, cool. Great. I guess we're gonna be fighting Birdman here, I guess. Oh man, fuck Birdman. Fucking Birdman. Man, and I thought the regular Blue Knights were awful. Oh, okay. Alright, we'll get the fairy drop here. Okay. I want to drop down. There was a 1-up. I wonder. I don't think I got that on this save. And I technically didn't save. Is this still here? Okay, it's just gone forever. Okay. Cool. Didn't need it anyways. That would have really have come in handy. Okay. That's the 5th from the right. Okay. There's nothing to the left. There's the... Oh, every time. Every time. Okay. There is a red bird over here. Oh, it's also gone. Well, I really hope I don't have to fight the boss now, because, well, I'm just dead. Well, let's see. Okay, good. Okay. Good, good, good. This is okay now. Alright. Save state here. Alright. Let's see if we can win the 1v1. So you can't use the up or down stabs at all. That's All right. Let's see. I don't want to have to keep doing this over and over. Okay. So this is just straight up fight. So can I... All right. Like, if I could do this with the shield spell, that would probably help a lot too. Interesting. So if you keep your distance... This is way harder than the one before this. Than the boss before this. This is like a billion times harder. Because there's like no openings here unless you cheese it. And then you have like 2 frames if you're just doing the the trading blows, you have like 2 frames to dodge. Or get your shield in place. And it looks like the only time you can hit is immediately after Shadow Link stabs. there's no other opening. Wow. This is so fucked. Like, and I kind of doubt if like the fire spell worked either, or any of the other spells. I'm assuming no magic really works except for shield, probably. And then you just take slightly longer to die. Oh man, so I've only been able to hit him twice. Oh man. And any of the jumping attacks just don't hit at all. And Shadow Link also has a longer range than I do. Oh, you can reflect those. Interesting. Well, that seems like a much easier way than normal to beat that boss. Okay, this is just fucked. So let's just be done with this. Like, look at this shit. You pretty much have to do this. This might as well be the intended strat. This might as well be intended. What bullshit. Alright, so we get the ending with Zelda and Zelda. You saved Hyrule, and you are a real hero. Ah, Hiroshi Yamauchi. I'm sure he did a whole lot on this one. Miyahan. Okay. Sugiyan. Ishin. Okay. Yep, he sat behind that desk and signed those checks. Ah, the programmer. Look at all these programmers. Nakazu, my favorite programmer. Thanks a million. Alright. I don't know if this has a master quest in this, like the first game, which kind of like remixed the dungeons. Because I think it said in the ending, like, it does have a remix, but the same difficulty. So it does remix. Not that I want to do it or anything. Okay, so we have a Triforce next to our icon there. Oh, so it's just literally New Game Plus is what it is. So if I do this, okay, so I have the spells and I have my levels, but I don't have the key items. Interesting. I wonder if this is one of the first occurrences of a New Game Plus then. For 1988. Oh, and our life bar and magic bar are back to 4 each. So it's kind of New Game Plus. Interesting. Well, this gives players the opportunity to max out their stats if they didn't in the first playthrough, I guess, and really blow up all the bosses before this part of the game. You go through here, because like I still have my down stab. Alright, let me see if I can speedrun Dungeon 1. Since I have I don't have the infinite key. But I suppose this does, like, explain why the early dungeons have stuff that you can only break with the, like, up and down stabs. Oh yeah, fly through keyholes as well. Alright, skeleton. Be the business now. Yep, just one-shot everything. Okay. So I'm trying to remember what the first boss was. It was so unremarkable that I can't even remember what it was now. So you have a key door here to the right. Oh yeah, it wasn't the knight on the horse, it was the knight with the horse head. Elevator down, the candle was that way, but I'm not gonna get the candle. I'm not actually planning to do a New Game Plus here, I just want to go bully the boss, and then we'll call this one. Alright, up here. Man, this dungeon is so easy compared to the final dungeon now. And there's another one here. And I have so much health, it doesn't matter if I'm tanking shots. I wrote F here? Oh, fairy. Okay. Down here, and then right to the boss. Oh, hey. Orange Knight. Haven't seen one of these guys in a while. It's like this. Technically, you could break those if you have the glove. Alright, so past here is the boss. Okay. 3 hits. Boss dead. And then when you do this, it should automatically level you up to the next available level, I think. Okay, so it's not a base 1,000 points. It's just up to the next available thing. 9,000. It looks like you're... This raises the levels, because I have life 8, but now it's saying if I spend 9,000, I could get more than that. Oh, it only restores. Okay, I see. Okay, well. Zelda, we did it, and it didn't destroy the area because it didn't get the candle. Okay. All right. Zelda 2: The Adventure of Link. Done. 13 hours, 59 minutes. Let's wrap up this one. Let me get my Mr. turned off here. Okay. Snake versus dragon. I don't remember that at all. Okay. Zelda 2: The Adventure of Link completed. Yes. Cheated. So as far as like cheat-worthy stuff things here, I looked up the locations. Well, I looked up what the wizard's message to me was, where I went to a wizard late in the game, and the wizard normally says, "Hey, here's a spell. It's pretty cool. Bye." But in the case when I went to the wizard's like, "Come back when you're prepared for this," or "Come back when you're ready." And I had no idea what that meant, because the manual didn't mention anything like that. I don't think any of the other NPCs in the game have mentioned anything like that. So I had to look up what that meant, and that meant that I needed to have more of the magic capacity upgrades. So leveling up and putting points into magic makes spells cheaper. Which it doesn't matter. If you're at level 8 magic, but you only have one container, then that's not going to cut it. You have to have those magic containers in order to get that spell. So I looked up what that meant, and then in the process of doing that, I looked up where the 2 containers were that I'd missed earlier in the game. And besides that, I don't think there's anything else. I don't think I would count like doing save state practice this afternoon as delegitimizing this playthrough or not, but I'll leave that up to you, the viewer. If you say it's not legitimate, then hey, fair enough. I'm kind of split on it. Yeah, how much does the Nintendo Power? The other thing that could potentially be disqualifying here is, so the manual for the game, this would have came with the game, and it gives you the map for the first area of the game right here. I found this map online on the internets, and I'm pretty sure this did not come with the game. this probably came with Nintendo Power, probably. So it would have been like a 1988 at some point, Nintendo Power. Because this has got proper maps of pretty much everything. And this is actually accurate. Like if you look at the Maze Island maze here, that is actually accurate to what it looks like in game. It doesn't show the locations of the palaces. I had to manually write those in myself. Like there's one over there through Iraq. But it does give you a much better lay of the land than you would otherwise get. So if you want to count that as a third-party resource, then hey, fine. I'm gonna leave this unchecked. Y'all can make your own choices as to whether or not I cheated or not in this playthrough. And also using the save states on the Shadow Link boss, that was just to expedite getting to it, because I didn't want to have to keep going back all the way down there to do those legitimate attempts, not the corner strat. And when I pulled the plug and did the corner strat, I beat it first try. So I'm still going to count that as one attempt against the Shadow Link. It's still going to factor into my deaths here, but that was practically second try on Shadow Link. So, all right. Anyways, that out of the way. Things I liked. A much different take on Zelda than the other games. So there's probably a reason why Nintendo did not revisit the concept in this one. Or didn't revisit the side-scroller aspects of Zelda after this one. Besides the underground sections of the Game Boy Zelda. But then again, the underground sections of a Game Boy Zelda could also just be the underground sections of the first game, because those were also side-scrollers. So on one hand, it's cool to have a Zelda game in this very different presentation, but we'll get to the other hand on the next screen. Let's see, things I liked. Great music, all 5 tracks of it. That's pretty common for NES though, so you know, it is what it is. At least the songs were good that I had to listen to for 14 hours in this game. Because there's the opening, the title screen music, the overworld music, the random battle screen music, the temple music, the boss fight music, the ending music, and I guess the credits music. Maybe those are 2 separate tracks. So it's either 6 or 7 tracks in this whole game. But at least most of them are catchy. So sure. Let's see what else. I liked the addition of towns and NPCs in this one. So this really, you can see kind of in later games where they combined all of the cool stuff from 1 and 2 into 3, even though I haven't really played 3 much. I've seen a lot of it though, where they took all of the cool overworld exploration, the shield blocking, the town's NPCs dialogue and all that, and kind of combined it into a single game. So it seems like for Zelda: A Link to the Past on Super Nintendo, they only took the good parts of Zelda 2, which fair enough. I did appreciate like not having a completely empty game world, like in the first one, because in the first one it was like you versus the entire world, because Ganon controls the world or something, and then in 2, at least the world isn't completely fucked yet. And there's still friendly NPCs. There's still towns and people to talk to for most of the game. So that I appreciate, that they added a little bit more RPG stuff. let's see. The leveling and spell system was neat. So the leveling and spell stuff made this more of an action RPG than probably the other Zeldas. Because it's I don't know, it felt like there was more flexibility. So in a weird way, this game gives you more flexibility to have a playstyle. But at the same time, all you can really do is do sword stuff and shield stuff, and occasionally, very occasionally, magic. There's no bombs, there's no bows, stuff like that, which we'll get into in a bit. But I think the addition of leveling and the selectable spells was pretty neat. Let's see. That's probably it for the positives, probably. Things I did not like. This game is way too hard. Way too hard. Holy shit. So, just an easy thing to change difficulty-wise is if you die and game over in a dungeon, let the player restart at the dungeon. Like in the game over screen where it does continue and save, if you're in a dungeon, have a third option there for continue from start a dungeon, and it would have been so much better. Like, you can have the combat still be difficult in it. You can still have the exploration be difficult. The items disappearing after a single use be difficult. But just letting the player restart at the start of the dungeon just would have alleviated so many headaches in this and so much salt. Because there's really not a worse feeling in this game than getting really far into a dungeon and then like randomly getting knocked into a pit and dying like 3 times in a row in the same room, and then you respawn back at the start of the game and then you gotta walk all the way back to where you were. Yeah, it is funny when it happens. It's funny the first like 10 times it happens, but good lord, like this playthrough probably would be at least an hour or 2 shorter, which maybe that's the reason why they didn't do that, is because they wanted to keep the rental places happy. Can't have Zelda being too short. So that plays really big into the difficulty there. Some of the fights felt unfair. So, I know there's always the get good argument, but it felt like the margins were a little too narrow. Margin of error in some of the fights, especially against the blue Iron Knuckles that threw the knives at you. That took forever to kill. And I know you could just be patient, but that's hard to do sometimes, especially if you're in close quarters. And then those stupid jumping birds in the final dungeon were also a pretty good example of just stuff that just felt actually unfair. And then on top of that, running to the final dungeon, you have to go through all those screens where there's rocks being thrown at you, which again, you could just get good and just dodge them. But stuff like that, this is very apt song to be playing. Stuff like that just added to the just relentless punishing difficulty that this game can have. Let's see. Exploration on the world map felt arbitrary. So there were a few items in the game that were actually hidden, that you had to go and just find them on some unmarked tile on the map that you had to have in order to beat the game. One of them was in Death Mountain. That one should have been obvious to me. That one was my bad. But there was another one in the Maze Island area, right here. And if you go the correct way the first time to the dungeon in Maze Island, you will never pass through this square, and you won't get the required item that you need to beat the game. And it's kind of like you get to the point where I did, where you get this cryptic message from a wizard in a town that you're not ready yet for the spell, and then it's like, what the fuck? What do you want from me, game? And at that point, if I didn't look up where it is, then I would be going pixel by pixel on every space of the world map trying to find where this item was. And like trying to do that without Nintendo Power, without a manual, without the internet, a helpline, whatever, that would just be absolutely infuriating. Like, and there's also, of course, with games this old, the possibility that you're soft locked as well. That you're a dead man walking. There's the item that you needed was in a dungeon, and then you closed off the dungeon, and then whoops, do I have to start all over again? To delete my save, start over? So stuff like that just adds another layer to the difficulty and the unfairness, I think, of the design of this one. Let's see. What else? Let's see. A lot of stupid one-hit deaths where you would be knocked into pits. So that I covered earlier. That's, at least maybe 30 of these are just the game ate my jump input, or I pressed it slightly too early or too late. Couldn't clear the jump, or I'm just walking across the screen and then an enemy spawns and gives me a tenth of a second to react until it hits me and then knocks me backward into a pit. And then it takes up a life. And of course you have limited lives in this game. So that's kind of another thing that I was thinking. I don't recall Zelda 1 having extra lives. I think it was just you have that one life and then you die and you get the save and continue screen, and then you're back at the start of the dungeon. Oh boy, Zelda 2. Okay, I think that mostly covers the things I didn't like about this. Yeah, I think that covers that. Dank memes, falling into pits. I am error. Thirsty lady. I think that's it. All right, Dean B, nope. Ayla Mouse, probably not. I'm gonna say no. Oh boy, well, this one's easy. I don't think I even need to explain. I think I covered this one pretty well. Yeah, Zelda 1, when you respawn, you have 3 hearts. But, oh yeah, Bagu. But in Zelda 1, Bagu. Okay. Riverman. Okay. But yeah, in Zelda 1, you also had the potions that you could buy, which I guess you could say the equivalent of that in 2 is the heal spell, right? But yeah, I think I covered everything I want to say about difficulty for this one. I will say that as far as difficulty goes, this one required a lot more mechanical skill out of the player than the first game did. The first game was more knowing what items worked in what situations and kind of positioning yourself properly on the screen in order to be successful in those, and also having a map, because if you just have a map, it's relatively easy to get through Zelda 1. But in Zelda 2, a lot more is required of the player in being able to attack and defend kind of simultaneously, and being able to deal with multiple things happening on the screen at once. Like, I know that's also a thing in the first game, but things can certainly kill you a lot faster in 2 than in 1. So it's this one definitely has a higher skill demand on the player, I'd say, than Zelda 1 did. Which brings us to how I felt about this one. So the game as is, I kind of have two different ratings about this one. On one hand, if this game, all right, not today, Sonic. If this game let you respawn at the start of dungeons, like in the final dungeon for every dungeon, and like had a faster XP grind, like maybe let's say 20 to 25% faster XP gain in this, I would probably like this a whole lot more. But in a lot of ways, this really doesn't feel like a Zelda game. This more feels like a kind of generic 8-bit era action RPG more than anything. Like if you strip away the Zelda stuff out of it and just made it like cool guy with sunglasses flings a yo-yo at enemies in like old buildings, and like at the beach or something, then I would probably like this game a lot less if that were the case, if this were a generic game like that. But because it's a Zelda, it's got its special hallowed place in game history. The other thing, that leads me to another thing that I don't think I mentioned. The player's attack range in this game, when you attack, it's like your sword is like that big. And it seems like, well, based off of the fight at the end of the game against Shadow Link, enemies have a longer hit range than the player does. Which that's just really unfair, especially if it's supposed to be a literal mirror matchup of you're fighting yourself and your evil self has a longer attack range than you do. Like something ain't right here. So it felt like that artificially added to the difficulty of this. Yeah, when you did have a ranged spell, as Boix points out, when you do have the ranged spell and the fireball spell, it's only useful for like maybe one small area of the game in the middle of the game, and then never again, because everything else just blocks it after that point. So it's like, why would you bother with it? Because past that point, everything blocks it, or it's stuff that you'd have to use like the reflect spell on. I guess another point against it was it felt like a lot of the enemies were the same enemy, but very slightly different. Like you're fighting the Iron Knuckles throughout the game that are just like the generic dudes in armor. And then they get more and more difficult throughout the game. And then later in the game, they turn into lizard guys that have little spears instead, but they still have the same exact attack patterns. And it's not till the very end when you start getting the birdmen that jump around and throw the knives like the blue iron knuckles. So it felt like there was more variety in Zelda 1 than Zelda 2. I know that's probably not actually the case. There probably is more variety in enemies in 2 than 1, but it felt the opposite way as I was playing it. And that's kind of more important to me, is the perception of how it is when you're playing it and not like what it actually is. If you go, well, actually, there's 40 different types in Zelda 2 and there's 10 in 1. Haha. Like, that's just what I felt when I was playing it. It was like, okay, we're fighting this guy again, except he's got a bird head on now. Great. And it also felt like that for the bosses too. It's like you fight a big armor guy with a horse head. You fight a big armor guy with helmets that come off. You fight I think the horse guy is after that. The guy on the horse, that's also just a regular enemy for the second half of it. And then the first unique boss, which is the wizard. And then the other bosses were so unremarkable, I can't remember what they were. Oh, there's a dragon. That one was cool. That fight was cool. And then I think it was Thunderbird and then Shadow Link. So for the most part, most of the bosses in this pretty unremarkable. Oh yeah, there's also the big guy with the chain ball thing. That was pretty straightforward though. So this is most definitely the worst Zelda game that I've played so far. I know this game has a reputation as being extremely difficult and like one of the weakest Zelda games, official Zelda games in the series. I did enjoy the challenge in this. It's got like a similar challenge level to it, like Bloodborne that I finished a few weeks ago. It's got that same kind of get good and punishing difficulty as that, but obviously even though Bloodborne has all these loading times and the runbacks, it still felt like there was a shorter gameplay loop of like, okay, here's the obstacle I need to get past. Let's try and fight this boss a whole bunch. It felt like having to redo a boss fight in Zelda 2 took like 15 minutes all told from run back to boss kill, whereas in Bloodborne it would be like run back from the save point to the boss is like 3 minutes. So and they both had just about the same amount of satisfaction in boss kills. Let's see. As far as the game looked, this one is pretty average in terms of NES games, so not much to write home about for those. The music was great, sound effects great. For the most part, the controls felt fine and fair to me. The only thing that was a little sketchy was having to do a jump that was slightly above head level, because some of those jumps you have to jump on like the exact right pixel. If you don't, then you're either going to not get a full height jump, or you'll just run into the wall and not actually make it over it. And there's a lot of jumps like that in the dungeons. So I know you could just use the jump spell, but you also have to conserve your magic for later in the dungeons. So that felt like a bummer. And then say you were using your magic more often, then you would have to do more grinding in certain areas of the dungeon to get those health, the blue potions every like 5 or 6 enemy kills, and that just added to the tedium of doing those dungeons. As far as the dungeon complexity goes, I think they were pretty good. They were all pretty much mazes, like looking at looking at that, so this was dungeon 1. That's kind of what that one looked like. And then dungeon 2 is maybe twice the size of that. 3 is smaller. 4 is roughly the same. This is where we start getting pits that you could fall into in dungeon 4. 5 looked like that, and this is the one that had the orange wizards that I grinded on briefly. 6 had more infinite pits. This is the one that had the annoying fall into the pit and then use the fairy spell to get to the boss. So you automatically got to the boss with half or less of your MP remaining. And then the final dungeon ended up looking like that. I don't think that's even the full dungeon. But that's only the parts that I needed to do before beating it. So I think they did a good job with the dungeon design. If I had to compare that to, say, Metroid, I just realized this game has a lot of parallels to Metroid on NES, Metroid 1. I'd say this has more clever dungeon design than Metroid did. And I believe this came out a year after the first Metroid game came out, so maybe they applied some of the lessons of that into the design for this. Because this is also one of those games where you need to have certain abilities in order to progress further into the dungeon. It's usually the fairy spell or the jump spell are the two things that you need to progress. So I guess this is another cool example of an early game that did that as the Metroidvania style of progression in games. So that and New Game Plus, I guess those are probably the two things that this may be innovated on. I'm not sure. So how would I describe? Oh, nice, Shenmue. How would I sum up the game then? Did I like this game or not? I want to say that I did, but not a whole bunch. I probably have a higher opinion of this game than most people who have played it. But even then, I don't think I could give it higher than a 3 out of 5. There's just too many issues with the punishing design of this to really feel good about pushing this above average. It just the XP damage, it never really was an issue throughout the playthrough. So it's just like, hey, neat, those don't do health damage. All right. And that I probably didn't mind it as much because I didn't go out of my way to level grind in this. I probably could have had a much easier time throughout stretches of this game if I did actually do XP grinds and level grind. Because whenever I saw like the threads on like GameFAQs about like, what the hell am I supposed to do about this wizard? And then I think somebody in that thread mentioned offhand like, oh, well, at that point I had 888 in all my levels, so it was all I had to do was get these things and then I breezed through the rest of the game. And like by the time I was doing that, I was at like 455 in terms of levels. So can it level you down? I don't think so. I'm not sure how that would even work. So I might have shot myself in the foot here with this playthrough by not making use of the mechanic where you can re-enter dungeons as long as you don't use the stone at the end of it, and timing out like which level ups you do, because as we saw at the end of the playthrough here, even if you're at like 1 XP but you need 8,000 in order to level up, as long as you put that stone into the thing at the end, you're gonna get 8,000 points to get that level up. So in hindsight, there are quite a few places where I could have approached things much differently in terms of level ups. Because I know there's sometimes where I would beat the boss and I would be like 20 points below the level up point. So all I had to do is just backtrack a few rooms, go farm an enemy or two, and then get that level up, and then go end the level and get the free extra level up. And that certainly would have made things a lot easier and smoother. But I didn't know that was a thing, so all I could do was what the manual told me, and the manual didn't mention that, so not sure about that. So yeah, I think that sums up Zelda 2. It's not awful, it's not good either. So there we go. Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link on the NES, done in 5 parts, a bit under 14 hours, 153 deaths. A lot of those were to some bullshit. And 27 saves, so the saves don't really matter. And yeah, it's all right. There we go.